Hello, guys, and welcome to Book Talks with Sandy. How is everybody doing? Y'all forgive me for looking down because I'm looking at my phone. Listen, I am Sandy Sanders. I'm so excited to have all of you here with me on tonight. Yes, indeed. Book Talks with Sandy. It is our platform. As many of you know, that it is our platform that is for authors, anthology book projects, and it is for you. Why do I simply say that? Because you just might be looking for a good book to read. And so on tonight is no different. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you for our audience that is watching us on YouTube. And those of you that have not subscribed, well, would you do that for us? Go ahead and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We are there now, and we're wanting to really increase our visibility on our YouTube channel. So look for Coffee Conversation with Sandy. And yes, and when you subscribe, you will be able to know when we are coming live. Well, I'm very, very excited about tonight. We've been looking forward to this upcoming interview with these amazing, phenomenal women. And tonight, I'm very excited to have them. Their book is what can I say? It's so amazing. And I love the title. But most of all, before I bring them on, you all, I just simply want to thank you all for continuing to support Book Talks with Sandy and Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. And do take a moment and share this out with your community. There are quite a few broadcasts that are going on right now, but I do want you to go ahead and share it out. Share it out with your community, share it out with your friends, share it out and let them know that we've got another book tour that is happening on Book Talks with Sandy. And tonight we have with us, we have the phenomenal authors, and not all of them, but it's a few of the authors, contributing authors that are in the book. That Perfection. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right, okay? Because I want to make sure that I have the right information, and just bear with me here. I want to make sure that, okay, so this book is called Perfection Doesn't Exist. Perfection Doesn't Exist. And their subtitle is called Fighting the Good Fight of Faith. And the visionary author herself, which is Tyeisha Brewer, she is also a best-selling author. Well, their digital campaign is about to hit. And we are very excited to bring these amazing authors on. And without further ado, a few of them have already joined us. They're in the green room. And so I'm just going to go ahead and bring them on so we can start our dialogue. You can share. They're going to be able to share more about who they are and why they said yes to this phenomenal book. We have with us. I'm going to go ahead and bring this amazing woman on with me. We're talking about Queen Cole. Queen, how are you?
I'm doing so well. I am thankful to be here this evening to chat with you. So thank you for having us on. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. You I want to look for your bio here, and while I'm doing that, just kind of share with us a little bit of your participation in this anthology. Writing is not anything new to you, and so come on and just share with us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, well, I am Queen Cole. I'm affectionately known as Queen Cole. My name is Deborah Cole. And this is my second anthology. The first one was last year this time. Actually, June 1st will make 1 year with me being a international best-selling author. So this is my second anthology that I'm a part of. And I'm just really excited about unpacking the stories because I really took it in my heart this year. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be more transparent. I'm going to just start sharing some things that are difficult to share, but somebody out there needs it. So that's why I actually wanted to be in this one. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start little by little. So a chapter here and a chapter there. So that's how I landed here. I dealt with perfectionism for a very long time. And I would always say that I'm in recovery. And then I said, this year, no more recovery. I'm done with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so that's what I'm glad you mentioned that, because perfection, so and as you said, that attracted you. Um so is it that, yeah, you wanted to make everything perfect all the time, and that this stood out to you? What was it about the title that made you say yes?
Because I've always wrestled with perfectionism
Okay.
and being a young bride. I talk about this in the chapter. Being a young bride, I got married at 18 years old.
Uh-huh.
My ex-husband and I, we had our first child. I was 17 years old. So I was young and I really just wanted to do everything right. I didn't want to have any missteps. So
Hmm.
I started formulating a very bad habit of trying to reach that perfectionism, and it led to burnout, exhaustion, and you'll hear more about it in my chapter.
Yes, I really want to talk about that, because I believe during the pandemic and everyone was having to, uh, the word pivot, and had to make some transitions, and we were just inundated with Zoom calls, and then as we're using this platform, StreamYard, everything was becoming virtual, and it was interviews in the morning, interviews in the afternoon, interviews and talking segments in the evening, and it can actually cause you to have a mental burnout. And so, yeah, I really want to dive a little deep in that. I want to share with your audience tonight just who you are. As in your bio, you said, it's been said that life offers humanity the opportunity to repeat our worst experiences, or to commit to the evolution and creation of better ones, helping many to recognize the enhances benefits of self-evaluation, is the compassionate professional who you are, Queen Cole, who is an author. You're a speaker, you're a certified life coach, and founder of the I Am Academy. It's an online community designed to assist women through one stage of life or another. You're often celebrated for your ability to level with your clients, providing them with simplicity and the simplistic resolutions, yielding in both personal victory and an overall enhancement of their experience. Um, One of the things is that the infamous of you're known for your 5-step self-care utilization method. Queen Cole is highly sought out as a motivational speaker, motivational personality, and vision board guru. I love to hear more about that. You have created an entire brand from the facilitation of vision board parties in order to aid women. Another thing that is that you've also been a featured guest on many podcasts, several of them. You've been a virtual speaker, I believe, for the Level Up conference. Yes, simple. And simply put, that Queen is a trusted person. She's an enthusiast, gifted with an outstanding tenacity and compassion for women, and that's obvious. When you are not creating your best brand and lifting a light or making a light for many, you are a mother, you're a daughter, you're a sister, you're an aunt, and you're a friend. And you believe that the empowerment of the community and commitment to its service with a unique, I want to get the rest of your bio here, if I can see the rest of it here, because I think that's very important. If something that's being said with a unique and sincere passion to support, help, and motivate others. You all, that's who our guest is, one of our guests tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bring on RaeShonda. She's back in the green room as well. What a great thing to say, all of these things about you. But what I really love is the I Am Academy. And we're talking about the burnout. Your passion to see women win is, out of everything what I was reading, that your desire to see women win. I want to say hello to one of the other contributing authors, RaeShonda. Hello, how are you?
How
Welcome
are
to Book
you?
Talks with Sandy. I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Yeah. Well, welcome aboard. We're going to just have a great conversation here.
Awesome.
Yes. Yes. So you're one of the contributing authors. Go ahead and introduce yourself to us.
Well, I'm RaeShonda Thornton. I'm also one of the Forged by Fire authors for the anthology. So this is my second anthology that I'll be assisting on with Tyeisha and also with Queen Cole. So it has been a pleasure working with them. And
yeah, well, awesome. I think okay, so that rings a bell. I think I recall your I've interviewed you before then, I think.
Yes, ma'am, you did.
Yes, our visionary at that time was Keatrice Keys.
Yes, so I've interviewed both of you. You're phenomenal. This is amazing. So you're just enhancing this literary world. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yes, indeed. And I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was like, I've interviewed these ladies before.
Yes,
go ahead.
And I was just so excited to be a part of this project. Just coming from a background of divorce and just brokenness and thinking that I had to live in this perfect life and then realizing that, hey, perfection really doesn't exist. It's just my title is Beautifully Broken. So with that being said, when you're going through something, it's just beautiful broken pieces that you're going through that makes that what we think of as perfection. So it just made me very excited to be able to be a part of this, to share my imperfections through beautiful brokenness. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm loving it. Well, we're excited for both of you. So Queen Cole just really said something that has sparked my desire to have this conversation. And we are going to get into the book. I'm going to let the ladies individually share their contribution to the book. But you talked about burnout. And we're smack dab in the middle at the end. Actually, we're right coming up to the end of what everyone is we're not celebrating, but we're acknowledging that mental health is so important. I do want to say hello to Dr. Eric Holmes, who is watching us in the audience. He says, good evening, ladies. Mr. Quincy Shelton, welcome, sir. Yes, indeed. And Dr. Holmes was saying glory. Y'all must have said something that sparked a hallelujah, glory to God. Yes, indeed. And our always great supporter. Yes, Ms. Brenda. Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Quincy, thank you, sir, for joining with us and being a part of our conversation here tonight. So, ladies, let's go ahead. Let's talk about burnout. And we're talking about mental health. Queen Cole, you said something. So I want to just have a dialogue about that. How important, it is, as I was saying is that we were Zooming here, we were Zooming and we had to, pivot and with COVID and everything. And so, you talk about the burnout part. So go ahead, share your heart about that and some things that will help us.
Oh, that just the word burnout right there. 2020, I was prepared. I had already started my vision board. I was all pumped up. I'm like, I got 2020 vision. I'm about to just kill this year, right? I was just all pumped up for it. And then everybody knows what happened with 2020. Plans were changed. And a lot of the things I did were outside. They were events. They were hosting this and doing this. Yeah. And what the Lord really taught me with that throughout this pandemic is how important rest is. I used to always be like, sleep is for the weak. I'm gonna sleep when I die. The Lord said, okay, now slow down. This is your time to get your attention, to slow down and to really evaluate what are some of the things maybe you need to purge from your busy life, all that you're doing. Is this really serving your purpose? Are you chasing after me or are you chasing after recognition and trying to be here and trying to be there? So the Lord, he had to sit your girl down 2020 and say, hey, if you don't want to hit burnout, and he had to bring it back to my remembrance, being a young wife and a young bride and then had 2 young children, 2 under 2. And he said, "You remember when?" And so he started bringing back things into my remembrance and saying, you need to slow down. You need to get some rest. You need to focus. And so it really just 2020, the onset of 2020 of the pandemic really helped me recalibrate myself so that way I would not reach that burnout. And then I was able to say no to the things that did not align with me. And I was able to avoid burnout. So I wasn't a Zoomie all the time. There were times I just said, no, this is not in alignment with what I'm trying to do. And was able to stand on that. So I had to create boundaries, learn how to say no effectively, and to really mean it and stand on it to protect my one, mental health, and two, physically not being able to burn myself out. So those were the lessons that I got at the onset of the pandemic in order not for me to get burned out.
Yes, yes. RaeShonda, what would you say to on adding on to this conversation? And we're talking about burnout.
Well, with burning out, I can definitely relate to that. I guess I can go back a little bit even further than 2020 and start with 2019. Going through a divorce, I was mentally depressed. I went through a lot of anxiety. So on top of that, getting into a new relationship, getting married, and being pregnant from 2020, 2021, and having a newborn baby. So that burnout, along with all the things that I had went through with depression, that piled up, and God, he had to sit me down and with career change as well, because I was a teacher in 2020 and a little bit of 2021. But God was like, I'm leading you in a different direction. And as fast as I say, I need you to move. I need you to move. And so I had to sit still and be still so that I could hear the voice of the Lord. And that was for me wanting to do, because I'm a fixer and I just need to have my hands in the pot. I just wanted to take control, but God was like, will you trust me? Will you trust me in this situation? And so I was a new teacher going back to a previous job, and I was like, I'm making $7,000 less. I have a newborn baby on the way. I'm just recently married. It was very difficult to sit still and be still, but in that season alone, I was able to move forward and to gain what I needed to gain from that season of that burnout.
Wow. I love it how, Queen Cole, you had mentioned about recalibrating ourselves and you had to create those boundaries. That is so, so important. I believe that Dr. Lynnette Powell, she's in the green room and we're going to bring her on. But Queen Cole, if you will, go ahead and share a little bit about your chapter. And again, I believe you did tell our audience the reason why you said yes, but that was a part of it. And if you will, come on and just share with us. Again, we're talking about perfection doesn't exist. And your subtitle, that fighting the good fight of faith. How does that apply to where you are as an author and your message to the reader, what they can expect when they read your?
Yes, how it applies to me is that to share your story, to be transparent, is scary. So you have to be able to be moving in faith. And if you're not moving in faith, fear is going to hold you up. It's going to have some blockages coming. So when I saw it, it was very attractive because, like I said previously, is that I've wrestled with perfectionism, possibly a lot of my adult life. So my particular chapter is called The Perfect Dinner Disaster. So it deals with me, again, being a young bride, only pretty much knowing how to make breakfast as a specialty. And I attempted to make a dish that the culture likes it a specific way. And I was not familiar because I was reading books, and this is back before Google and all that. So I was getting recipes from the library, printing them out and things like that. So it's very interesting. My chapter, The Perfect Dinner Disaster.
You said perfect dinners.
Perfect dinner disaster.
Perfect dinner disaster. Okay, all right. And so, as you were saying, is that your both of you talk about being new brides and the expectation that comes along with. It's different when you're dating. It's different when you're cooking his dinner when you're dating and you're the girlfriend or you're the fiance. But boy, when we become the wife,
Yes.
my sister shared a post. She shared with us, and she's in her honeymoon stage, but we're older. And so she said, I've never met, because she doesn't eat banana pudding. And she said her husband asked for a banana pudding. And she said, I've never made a, but I said, girl, we, as old as we are, you've never made one. And she said, no, I never made a banana pudding. And I don't even like banana pudding. But she said, because I love my husband. And she did. So I have the things that we do once we say I do.
Right.
And I'm glad that you said that, because this particular dish that I made, I do not like it. I don't even really like, I mean, I'll eat it, but I don't even really like it.
The things we do for our husbands, ladies in conversation, you all that are joining us for the first time or connecting in with us. This is Book Talks with Sandy. I'm in a great conversation. We're just having a warm conversation. These are the authors, contributing authors of the upcoming book that is called Perfection Doesn't Exist. I have with me on tonight contributing author Queen Cole and RaeShonda. RaeShonda, what is your last name?
My last name is Thornton.
Thornton, yes. And so these ladies, we're just kind of having a dialogue of their contribution to this amazing book. They're one day, I believe you're one day away from your digital promotion. So yes, we are definitely going to be pushing the book, and we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. RaeShonda, go, if you will, come on and let's dive a little bit deeper about what we can expect whenever we hear from you or read your chapter.
So the name of my chapter is called Beautifully Broken. I have a little quote by Shannon Alder. It says, there's no perfection, only beautiful versions of brokenness. So many of us, we grew up thinking that we were going to be a princess. We were going to live like royalty. We really thought, hey, it's going to be perfect. Everything is going to just happen. I'm going to grow up. I'm going to marry my Prince Charming. I'm going to have a few little children, and everything's going to be all right. Well, my chapter kind of delves into how that thought of being a beautiful, perfect little princess and growing up with this beautiful prince and my wonderful children, how life happened, how I became broken, and doing those broken pieces in my life. There was like a few events such as I call it being deflowered. Another word for being molested or whatever, and going through teenage pregnancy and the different severed relationships, as well as going through the grief of my father. Talked a little bit about how these beautiful broken pieces molded me into what I would consider a new perfection. Not necessarily the word perfect, but a beautiful version of brokenness instead of perfection. So I talked a little bit about each portion of that and how God allowed each broken moment to form me and to be who he created me to be. And instead of looking at it in a negative way, I was able to turn it into a positive.
That is awesome. I'm loving it. I can't wait to read you all's chapter. I want to share with you who this amazing, both of these women are. You all are phenomenal. I want to share because I didn't have a chance to share your your bio here. RaeShonda Q. Thornton, she is a wife and a mother with a diverse background that makes her passionate in her calling to see individuals, relationships, and families restored. I think that's amazing. She received a Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology in 2015 from Emmanuel College in Franklin, and that's Franklin Springs, Georgia. She is employed as a behavioral health counselor where she helps offenders reduce recidivism through individual counseling and assessed cognitive behavior, parental and substance abuse programs. RaeShonda is currently obtaining her master's degree in special education from Liberty University, defeating all the odds in her life, as she says, after being told that she would be a dropout in high school. She has held a diverse number of roles to include Sunday school teacher, special education teacher, after school coordinator, and foster care social worker, to name a few. She takes pride and joy in helping others rebuild their lives and be restored to the place that they were destined to be before life's interruptions. And of course, we'll go over you all's how people can reach out to you. Look at you all. I'm telling you, just phenomenal. And I feel so honored to have you ladies back at the table again. And just sharing, we learned that we have so many stories. Karen Crockett Cherry, who's my mentor and my friend, and I'm part of her team. And she says that there's so many stories in us. Y'all heard that? We have layers of stories. We just can't do it all in an anthology book project. We just can't. But yes, by sharing, Queen Cole, you going back to the early part of when you were married, and then RaeShonda, you talk about the broken pieces in your life, and those pieces, yet they're beautiful. I love it. I love how you all are sharing. So basically, Maisha, your sister, she's in the green room. I'm trying to see if we can't bring her on. Maisha, you let me know if you're ready to come on, and we'll go ahead and bring you on. But you've got the digital campaign that is starting tomorrow. And Queen Cole, if you will, let's go ahead and make that appeal. And I'm going to bring your information up about the book and the picture and all of that. So if you want to go ahead and make the appeal out.
Yes. So everybody, what we need you to do tomorrow, exclusively the highly anticipated, the much anticipated anthology, Perfectionism Doesn't Exist, will be available tomorrow. The digital release is tomorrow. It's only going to be $1.99. Y'all can help us. $1.99. Become best-selling authors. So make sure you tell somebody, and then also get it for somebody else. If you don't want to read it, get it for somebody else. Gift it. I'm a big everybody know when you get a gift from me, you're gonna get a gift and you might get a little cash. So make sure that you go out tomorrow. We'll have the links live available tomorrow, I believe 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna post it. All authors are visionary. Everybody will have the link available. We're going to be sending it to your phone. We're going to be sending it to your email. Wherever you get your good stuff at, we will be notifying you tomorrow as early as 10 a.m. to be able to get the digital copy. And then from there, we'll have a little more surprises up our sleeves. So you got to make sure that you follow us and follow everyone that's connected, so that way you can be in the know about what's next after the digital release.
Absolutely. RaeShonda, you want to go ahead and make your appeal, and I'm going to go ahead and bring on Miss Tyeisha, and she's joining us. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Hi everybody.
So RaeShonda, if you will, go ahead, and we're going to I'm going to go ahead and share my screen while you're talking.
Yes, so just as Queen Cole said, make sure you join us on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to purchase your a copy of your book for $1.99. If you would like to follow up with me, my Instagram is RaeShonda.Thornton. My email is also RaeShonda.Thornton@gmail.com. And my Facebook page is also RaeShonda Thornton. if you would like to follow up with me. Thank you.
Absolutely. We've got I think I've gotten every one going on. This one is showing two. Am I on mute or am I talking? Yeah, I'm not. Okay. So this is day 2. I had day 1 up, and so we are just one day away. These are all of them here. And so we are literally one day away, you all. One day away. Perfection doesn't exist. As you can see, fighting the good fight of faith. Paul talks about that. And then on the back, as you can see, these are the contributing authors that are a part of this amazing book. You have an amazing visionary author. Yes, and one day to go until your digital release. I have with us now at this time, who has joined the panel discussion at this time, is another contributing author, Miss Mesha Thorton. Miss Mesha, hello, and say hello to all of our viewers, if you will.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tyeisha.
Yes, and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm Mesha Thornton. This is actually my first time, writing. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. And I'm just happy that I'm able to, share my testimony, my journey, and I pray it helps, someone else along the way.
And I took for granted that she is your sister because of the last name. So are you all related?
Yes, she's married to my cousin, and we're next door neighbors. So, yes.
Hey, listen, that's what sisters are, regardless. Okay,
Yes.
cousin-in-law, in love,
Right.
and
But
all of that.
But we're friends. We was friends first, so yeah.
Friends first.
Yeah.
Wow, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. So
Yeah.
you're on this journey. And go ahead and share with us. What can we expect to read whenever we grab our book tomorrow or our digital copy? What can we expect to hear from you?
You'll get to learn a little about me, my childhood, my journey along the way, and where I'm at today. You'll get to know a lot about me. And like I said, this is my first time, being comfortable with being able to tell my story. And that's why I said, I pray that it is able to, help someone to remember no matter what you go through, no matter what your journey looks like, perfection doesn't exist, but God. So yeah. I can't hear you.
I wanted to make sure that y'all didn't hear my grandson. My
Oh.
grandson, Ashton. My audience knows who my grandson is. So grandson, we want to make sure y'all didn't hear Ashton talking about his Hot Wheel cars tonight. But I wanted to pull up and see if I had your bio there. But audience, those of you that are tuning in tonight and you're catching, we've had one of the other authors to join us tonight. And we were talking about burnout. We were talking about burnout earlier, and that, has kind of set the tone of our conversation. And as you were mentioning, and I believe each of us, where we've sit, Queen Cole, and RaeShonda, who are part of other anthology book projects. And so we have all sat in that place of, I believe I'm ready to share a portion of who I am. And so we welcome you on this journey, and you're about to become a #1 best-selling author. You're going to, yes, indeed. And to God be all the glory. I love the fact that, and of course we are a Christian platform of Christian women, and there are men that come on our platform as well. But that's what it's all about, y'all. Wouldn't y'all agree that God gets the glory? He gives us the courage to share our story because I believe it's Dr. Sherwood that says our story is not our story. It's not for us. And so someone needs to hear what Maisha has gone through, author Maisha, and someone needs to know what RaeShonda has gone through, what Queen has gone through, and all of the others. And they need to know so that they will know that they're not alone. And so when God gave you the yes, how did you feel as you were writing, Maisha?
Sorry, that's my little one.
Oh, that's okay.
But can you
We can see the mother part going
sorry.
on.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
So how did it make you feel when God, you kind of got the okay that God says, it's okay, it's good. I've got you, daughter, to share your
Well,
story. It's kind of like when you have peace about it.
well, I'll be honest. I was like, God, you sure? Like,
We all
like you want me to tell you? Are you sure? And it was just like he was like, it's time. So I was like, okay. And then and Tyeisha, she asked me, and I was just like, because I had been talking about. I'm like, it's time to tell my story. It's time. But if it had been left up to me, I would have never done it.
Right.
And so when I was presented the opportunity, I was like, and God was like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I was uncomfortable at first, but I was like, like you said earlier, my story is not my story. It's to help somebody else. So that's what it's all about.
We talk about mental health and this being that month of mental health. And we talked about burnout. We also talked about Queen Cole really helped us when she shared, actually both ladies that I want to kind of piggyback on. You said recalibrating ourselves. And so we've had that opportunity of recalibrating to find ourselves in a way. I'm learning this new word, you all, is that to check in with myself. My son told me about that. He said, Mom, yeah, check in with yourself. So let's talk about that, recalibrating ourselves. We understand that perfection doesn't exist. It's not going to be perfect. If we wait for it to ever be perfect, we won't start. Would you all not agree? If we keep waiting for it to be all 100%, we will still be sitting on the sidelines saying, it's not right. I gotta wait. How many of you all have said that and thought that? All of us. And so, Queen Cole, you began to talk about recalibrating ourselves, creating the boundaries. How important is that? And do you talk about that in your chapter as well?
In my chapter is
we talk about, that's right, because it's about food, you all. It's about her cooking that dinner.
The chapter is jam-packed. If anyone isn't familiar with the anthology, you're only allotted a certain amount of words.
Yeah.
So, you start out with 2,000 words because you're being, in yourself. And it's like, no, cut it down. So as I was going through, it's not necessarily talking about boundaries in it.
Yeah.
But what is important about boundaries just in everyday life is that, you're protecting your yes to authentic things that align with you. You're not saying no to yourself, and you're showing people how you want to be treated. Because, raising my kids, at first I used to say, treat people how you want to be treated. But the way I want to be treated, the way Maisha wants to be treated, are totally different. So I'm going to treat Maisha according to her boundaries. Sandy the same, and RaeShonda the same. So creating those boundaries, really, they weren't necessarily like barricades, because there are barricades for some people, not just boundaries, because they don't know how to respect boundaries. But that's a whole nother show. But with the boundaries, it's also protecting yourself, protecting your heart, because what I found myself is that I was hurting my own feelings because I was saying yes to things that I didn't even really want to do. And then I'm doing them. I got resentment. I'm like, I didn't want to do this.
Oh
I'm
my
giving
goodness. Come
half-hearted.
on,
So
lady.
when I created those
Yes.
boundaries, it helped me help myself. So boundaries are extremely important. And if you haven't started doing it, I suggest that you start saying no. And I had to utilize this first with my children. And I would say no, even when I know my heart is like, I want to do it. But I'm like, no, because I needed practice. You got to practice and you got to utilize that no muscle. Because once you start doing it, you get stronger and stronger. And then you're protecting yourself. You feel better about the things you do. And you don't have to worry about that whole breeding resentment or not doing anything, half-heartedly. So boundaries are extremely important.
I love it. I love it. RaeShonda, would you like to go ahead and chime in? And Mr. Quincy says 100. Why you were
Yes,
talking? He was like Queen
before my
100.
dad-
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, before Dad passed away, one thing that when it came to boundaries, he said, "RaeShonda, you're just too trusting. Like you see the good in everyone, and you don't have any boundaries. So I'm not surprised that you are hurt." And he said, "I want you to start evaluating the company that you keep and start setting some boundaries, saying no. It's okay. You don't have to put your trust in everyone, and it's okay." And he was just saying, "You're the CEO of your life. You can hire and fire people. You can demote people. You just put people where in places in where they're supposed to be. Like you might not, everybody might not can be a manager in your life. Everybody might not can be a confidant in your life." So my dad he really preached to me and taught me to set those boundaries and not be so trusting. And I guess that's what my chapter is pretty much about, not having any boundaries and learning to deal with not having those boundaries and how to help somebody else set some of those boundaries.
That's good. That's good. Listen, I'm telling you, we are having such a great conversation. But I do have to take a break because we got to share some great, important information. This is the book tour of the contributing authors of the upcoming release of the book called Perfection Does Not Exist, and Fighting the Good Fight of Faith is their subtitle, with the phenomenal Tyeisha Brewer, who is the visionary author. And I just want to go back and share our screen here. We're going to add it. And as you can see, we are one day away. So tomorrow, we want you to, as I always tell our audience, y'all know how we do, right? If you got to put a Post-it note up on your head, you want to put it on your refrigerator, you want to put it in your calendar, in your phone, as well as I want you. Do you all have a Facebook page that is of the book, or how can those? Okay, so that's my first question. Is there a page for Perfection Doesn't Exist? There's not a page.
There's not.
No,
a
we don't have a
page
page.
at this
Each individual author will be able to post the link on tomorrow. So any 9 of us or the visionary, they'll be able to get it from there.
Well, great. They've got a campaign ready. And so if you are familiar with these phenomenal ladies, just look out. You're going to get their post along with the link. And that link is going to direct you right on over to purchasing your digital copy. As Queen has already shared, we're talking $1.99. So what you're going to do is go ahead and sacrifice going to that fast food or picking up even the half a salad. I'm on this health kick, you all. So I'm trying not to eat the burgers and all, even though I fell off the wagon yesterday. But yes, you do. And you want to not just purchase a digital copy for yourself. You want to go ahead and purchase a digital copy for someone else as well. And here is the key. you have to open up the email in order for them to get the credit. And that's what it's all about. We want you fully engaged. Yes, I know you're going to buy it. We know that you're not just going to purchase one, but you're going to purchase one for a friend. But it's very important that you do go ahead and open up the email so that they will get the credit. And because we're hitting that #1 best-selling category, and definitely category, even reaching numbers in various categories. I want to just share also my screen here. I'm going to remove this one here. And ladies, just if y'all allow me to, a couple of things I need to share with our audience with who our sponsor is. Our sponsor is the Swag Her magazine. I would like to share my screen, and we're going to hear from Miss Fancy, and so she can share with you all exactly what Swag Her is all about. And so we're going to do that. Okay. And so if you will just allow me to, let me get back over here, and we're going to hear from this phenomenal woman who is the editor-in-chief of Swag Her magazine.
Greetings all, it's Fancy, and I'm the award-winning publisher and editor-in-chief of Swagger Magazine, which is an empowerment and lifestyle publication for the Black community. But did you guys know that we also double as a PR boutique? Yes, we strategically execute brand campaigns for Black women-led businesses, coaches, authors, and girl bosses so that they can receive more visibility and establish themselves as an authority. We do so through a mix of PR, marketing, and branding. If you would like to learn more about our services, schedule a consult with us at swagger.net.
Yes, indeed. You want to definitely do that. Swag Her magazine can be found in a digital form. It also can be found in print as well. So do look for Swag Her magazine, and you can find all about them. They have various opportunities for you to be able to share your products, your business, even to even write an article or become a contributing writer in their magazine, or to be featured in their magazine. It's a phenomenal piece of work. I really do enjoy being a part of the Swag Her family. Also, want to let you know, if anyone is looking to be a speaker, there are some speaking opportunities still with the conference that is with Kern Crockett Cherry, the Level Up Conference. I do want you all to know that if you will go to Level Up, you can go to the Level Up and Power Up Summit on Facebook. You can, if you go straight there, you will find links that you will have the opportunity to become a speaker. And the awards nominations are in place now. I want to also share my screen on that as well. If you would like to nominate yourself or nominate someone else, definitely I want to share that with you. I'm telling y'all, I told y'all Ashton is going to show up tonight, and he is. Say hello to everybody. Let me share my screen here, you all. Yes, indeed. One moment. Let's see. Here we go.
Nana, I first see.
Okay. So tonight is one of those nights that we're doing grandparents and parents night here on Book Talks with Sandy for sure. Let me go ahead and pull up the power up and bring this up a little bit further. I want you guys to really see this. They are doing Entrepreneur of the Year. That award is out. Oh man. Entrepreneur of the Year. If you can see this, just go to their Facebook page, Level Up, Power Up. If you go to the Facebook page, you'll see opportunities that the categories are Entrepreneur of the Year. There's also Community Leader of the Year. And I believe that then it gets more into, yes, then it will get more into speaker opportunities. So if you are interested in enhancing your digital speaking opportunity, and this is virtual as well as in person, then do go to the Level Up and Power Up Summit Facebook page, and you will be able to learn more about those opportunities. What I am going to do at this time is I normally step back and let these authors have a few words to say individually, and then I will be back, and then we will be ending our broadcast. Okay. All right, Queen Cole, I'm going to start with you and each of the ladies, and as she shares a little bit, and just make her appeal to you here in the audience.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, Sandy, of course, for always being on. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing this platform with us and helping us to continue the good work. I mean, this is what the Lord really wants us to be able to share these messages and collectively help each other move forward. But the final thoughts that I have are: you were born to be real, not perfect. You were born for such a time as this. And if you go back to the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 14, when it says you were born for such a time as this, you were. This is life. Just like grandbaby came in, baby came in. This is real life. This is nothing where it's perfect. Life is imperfect. And I just encourage you to just continue to be real and not to be perfect.
Awesome. Thank you very much. At this time, we're going to go ahead and bring RaeShonda. And RaeShonda, if you will, come on and share
Well,
with
I
our
want to
audience.
finish up and by saying thank you, Miss Sandy, and thank you to the other ladies that joined in. One thing that I would like to end with is saying, when it comes to life, it's okay to not be okay when it comes to being perfect. After all, it's the Lord's plans that will prevail. So be okay with when things doesn't go your way, when things that you've planned out, it takes a different turn in life. Be okay with that, and continue to look and listen and get before the Lord so that you can hear the next steps in life. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. And now we're going to hear from Miss Tyeisha, if you will.
Again, Miss Sandy, for sharing this platform, and I kind of want to piggyback off of what RaeShonda said about the plans, and I want to end with my favorite Bible verse, which is Jeremiah 29:11, which is, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That is my go-to scripture, because we have things that we want to go our way, but sometimes that's not in God's plan. So yeah, I just want to end with that, and thank you again.
We're gonna all come back on. Thank you so much. I think I got do I have everybody? I believe so. RaeShonda, you with me? I think I lost you there. Yeah, I think I lost RaeShonda, but I think she'll be back. Listen, I want to thank these phenomenal ladies. I want to thank your visionary author. Yes, Miss Tyeisha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That may go back and listen to the replay. Thank you so much for trusting our platform, Book Talks with Sandy, tonight, and just interviewing these amazing authors. But it's going down tomorrow. We're excited. Yes, indeed, that tomorrow is going to be the digital campaign. We want you to purchase that book. We want you to purchase it. And yes, indeed, we want you to make sure that not only do you buy one, but go ahead and buy a couple and open up the email so that those numbers can count. We want to hit every category possible, indeed, for this book. And the celebration. Let's celebrate these women, because they're talking about, so many times when I think in a young girl's life, and we're women, we're females, we may even have daughters. I know I do. Um, and society will have this comparison thing going on, even in the body of Christ. The enemy has tried to creep in with comparison, envy, and jealousy, those two right there. And from that can birth out wanting to be perfect, wanting to, but none is perfect but the Father. None is perfect but Him and Him alone. And so, young girls, this is such a great book. I believe that is going to help young girls find is that you don't have to be perfect. Just be who you are. God has created you. He says that I have formed you. I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. I knew you before you were formed there. And then over, I believe it is in the book of Psalms, it says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And so God made us just who we are. And we don't want this. The enemy will come in. I believe, Queen Cole, you talk about in that low self-esteem, how, if we can't get it right, then we start beating up on ourselves. And so I know I've been there, even in my older age, is like, then I had to get to a point that I'm just going to go and do what God called me to do. And Lord, I'm going to leave it up to you right there. And speaking of young girls, you all, if you are in the coast area, I do want you all, if you are interested in sharing just a girls' getaway, women, this is a scholarship program that is being, I'm going to share my screen just one more time, ladies, and then we're going to let you go. I'm going to share my screen here, and this is an upcoming, it is for girls. It's a scholarship. All the monies are going toward a scholarship, and the finalists have already just been recently announced. But I will be one of the keynote speakers that will be speaking at the at this event here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It is Friday, June 10th, all the way through Sunday, June 12th, just being with these young ladies and some other women that will be coming and will be pouring into these young girls that are getting ready to go off to college, as well as they're coming out of junior high school and entering into their high school years. And so looking forward to this. But if you are looking for a weekend opportunity, we invite you to come on to Gulfport, Mississippi. This is being presented by LGM Productions, LLC, and it welcomes the Destiny Elite Girls. And just go to the website. The website is called mydestiny.com, and you can read all about the major weekend that's going to be taking place. If you would like to be a vendor, those vendor opportunities are there, or if you would like to be a sponsor, as little as $75 to sponsor a young girl to experience a weekend, to be empowered by women of various industries, and to be poured into. And we just are so delighted to the amazing founder of this event, and so delighted that they would invite us to be a part of that. So those of you that are, I would say, if you're 60 miles or an hour away, come on to the Mississippi Gulf Coast and enjoy a weekend getaway. And let's just pour into these young ladies. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. And if to know more about it, again, that is you can go to myjourneymydestiny.com. myjourneymydestiny.com. Well, tonight we have had an amazing evening of conversation with the authors of the upcoming new release, which is called Perfection Doesn't Exist, and Fighting the Good Fight of Faith. I have been pleasured with the presence of Queen Cole, Mesha Thorton, and RaeShonda Thorton, and the visionary author, Miss Tyeisha Brewer, and all of the other contributing authors. As always, thank you all for being a part of Book Talks with Sandy. Ladies, do you have anything else? Any last words? Thank everybody. Okay. All right. As they say, all minds and hearts are clear. Listen, Facebook family, thank you for tuning in. And our new family that is on watching us on YouTube, thank you guys so much. Do go over if you have not subscribed to our channel, which is Coffee Conversation with Sandy. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And each time that we come on, either with Coffee Conversations or Book Talks with Sandy, you'll get the notification, and we would love for you to be a part of our audience. And most of all, you guys know that I love you. And listen, take care, and you all have a pleasant evening.